Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate it today and every day that you come back and visit me and watch my videos, like, subscribe, and do all those things that YouTube says are oh so necessary. Today's Tuesday. Oh my gosh. And I love Tuesday. This has become my favorite series. This is my Tackle It series. This is where I go through bags like this and like this. Oh yeah. Shh. There's yarn in here. You know, like you didn't know, right? You knew that. And then I go through bins like this and I'm finding old projects. Multiple years old projects, and I'm giving them just a little bit of love, and some things are getting done. Actually, quite a few things are getting done, almost to the detriment of the new projects that I've started. Almost. Because, you know, I start new things all the time. Oh my goodness, all the time. You'd think I'd finish a few things in between. Sometimes I do. But then I'm finding more and more projects that I want to finish. I want to work on. They're exciting. I've got beautiful things. I mean, let's see. This was not last week that I pulled this stuff out, but one of you wonderful people told me what the pattern is for this. Haha. Like, I can't tell what it is. I know, neither could I. It is a wrist warmer of sorts. It's supposed to have a little button right there. And it's just this little ruffly thing. And it's beautiful. It is. It's absolutely gorgeous. And somebody had told me what they think the pattern is, and I believe that's correct. So I will be able to go back and look at it and do the second one. Yay. Okay, so now at least I know the pattern. Okay, so that's a good thing. And then there are so many things in this bag. What is that? Oh. Yeah, we're going to shove that back in there and act like I didn't see that. Okay, we're going to look at that one another week. There's a lot. This bag, we have looked at this particular one a couple times now, and it has Ziploc bags in it. Now, Ziploc bags, you're like, what's wrong with that? That's like this. This is a Ziploc bag project. This is that 100% mulberry silk gorgeousness lace, and it takes a while. Well, this because it's slippery, but these things take a while. So when I talk about a Ziploc bag project, oh my gosh, that's normally, I decided I was going to do something with lace yarn, knit or crochet, because I do have, I don't know where it is right now, but I have an orange one, crocheted shawl, that was a Ziploc project in a sandwich bag. Yeah, those Ziploc projects scare me, man. I'm telling you, you know, I was insane. I'm saying a few years back, I had no fear. I don't know. I'm like, I'm going to do that. I can do it. I can do anything. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You know, yesterday me was a lot more ambitious. I'm going to go back to yesterday me. Well, last week, while playing with all of this stuff and going through, it was this bag. Yeah, I had one project in this bag and some yarn. And I put the yarn away. I found my black Regia black sock yarn. I had been looking, I knew I had a skein of it. I didn't know where it was. It was either Regia or Opal, but it was good hard wearing sock yarn that I could do toes, heels, and cuffs with for my other socks. And I could not find it. Yay, so found that. That's good. Well, I also found some other stuff in there. I did. And let's see, it's made, I gotta reach with Red Heart. It's a wrap. Now, Red Heart's It's a Wrap had two different quantities of yarn. This one was already wound up, and the other one I've got to get into the mail because the prize owner claimed it, and that's right here. And this is the cake yarn, and that's into the 4 strands. So that has been claimed. That I'm a little slow on mailing things out, and I do apologize. But I did find a blanket in the works with this, and I used 2 of these. I know it was 2 of these. Pretty sure it's 2. Definitely more than 1. I used 2 of these to make a blanket, and I was close. I pulled this out, and I was very, very close to having this done. So I was really, really close to getting the blanket done. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some pictures that I took of it outside. It's just on one of the decks and everything. So, you know, I just wanted a full picture of it. Oh yes, and there's a lovey. And I decided to turn the lovey. The lovey last week just had the fabric base and the ball head. That was it. Well, I added a whole bunch of tentacles to it, put some eyeballs on it, trimmed it up with the lighter blue, and to me, it is absolutely fabulous. So I'm really thrilled with that. So it's kind of an octopus of sorts. I do have, out of the larger blue, I have 8 of those, and out of this lighter blue, I don't know, I just made kind of a necklace going around that's not going to pop off, and just, you know, sew that on. I think that the extra color was nice, and I trimmed it with that light blue also. And to me, that is just absolutely adorable. Some of the suggestions were bear, bunny, elephant, whale, fish. I mean, there were a lot of fantastic suggestions. Lori, Armchair Chef, was saying, hey, turn it into a fidget toy. Well, kind of. I mean, when it's an octopus and then it's got these little things, it kind of is. It's kind of a little fidgety toy with all of the different textures on it and feeling, and I think it's adorable. So this is the really cute little lovey that goes with the blanket. Oh, isn't that adorable? Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. I love that. I really love that. That's adorable. And we do have, like I said, 3 boys, 3 girls, and baby on the way. So this will get a lovely home. And then for the blanket itself, last week when I showed it, I had a lot of people ask me, what pattern is that? It took me a few days to remember, to go through searching through my stuff. I didn't remember. Let's face it, you know I didn't remember. But I did find it, and this is called Anna Tails, and it is Came Crochet. K period A period M period E period. Came Crochet, and it's Anna's Tails. And this is stunning. I'm so thrilled with this. And from last week to this week, I added 1 more round to the dark blue. I did all of the tentacles, which, if you've done the spiral tentacle things, you know, it took me longer than I wanted, I can tell you that. And then the little decorative piece, which I think is adorable there, and then trimmed this. And I have enough yarn, I think. Where'd it go? I think I have enough. I'm not sure. Maybe. That should be enough to make 1 more round if I wanted to chance it. I should have waited before doing that round that I did, but I forgot to. I think that might be enough. You can see this was quite solid previous, you know, because it was one of these. It was a very solid tube. I pulled out from the center to go around and do all the pieces for my little octopus lovey. Oh, it's so adorable. So I did all that, and then I went around the edge. So I did use quite a bit, and I'm not sure. I think that's enough. I just don't want to get all the way to the edge, you know, like this far from the edge, and realize it's not and have to rip it out. I might do it. I might just say it's good enough. It would be nice if there were 1 more round, but I don't know why. I just, you know, I think it's beautiful as is, right? That's just a stunning pattern, and it's plenty big enough. It's not like it's a little tiny, oh, that blanket's too small to be usable. Oh no, that's a big blanket. And I tied in all my ends, except for this one, which is still attached, right? Because I still get the opportunity to either add another round or snip my end and weave it in. Okay? It's right there, right? So I still have the option to do that. But other than that, it is done. This is done. I took the easy win for the week. Now, it still took time. Yes, it did. But I took the easy win. So here we go. By digging through my Tackle It series, I found this gorgeous blanket that I thought that I had already finished and given away. I didn't know where it was or who got it, but I really did think that it was already done and given away. Well, now I can give it away for real. And I love the fact that the little stuffed lovey turned into a beautiful octopus, which I think was my plan all along, because looking at this, it does look like the water scene. And I think one of the other things that I was wanting to do with this is, got that beautiful blanket, is to crochet some small turtles. You know, the turtles are very popular, and use another, like a cotton acrylic yarn and everything that's just as washable as this, right? And crochet some of those little sea turtles and sew them on you know, and you know, different colors, like green and brown is what I was looking at. That's what I always had in my head. But just sew a couple of turtles along the edge. They don't have to be all around. I don't have to have a ton of them. And if I make 2 or 3, I could just put them kind of like in the corner. You know what I mean? Just turning into like a sea scene with all the beautiful blues. And then we've got the octopus. And I think that that would be adorable. I have to look to see if I have the right fiber content to do that. Do I have the colors? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I have it in this type of a material that I could put on this that would be just as easily washable? Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, we know I've got those colors. I've got beautiful hand-dyed yarn. It would just take little snippets, right? Nothing, any issues with that. But I would want it to be a cotton or a cotton acrylic with easy care. I don't want to make this beautiful blanket and then put little turtles on it and sew it on, and then they felt and just pucker the whole blanket in, and it's just this weird little ball looking thing. So that's what I mean a lot of times when I'm like, I don't have the right yarn. You're like, lady, I think you have all the yarn. Not really. It just seems that way. Not really. So that was my plan with this. I am just totally ecstatic. I am absolutely pleased 100% that in my mind, this is done. I will make that determination before the Monday video of either cutting off that end and winding and weaving it in, or going for it and trying to use this last little bit of yarn and then call it a day, just being done with it. Totally thrilled. Oh my gosh, I got something done. I took the easy win. And you know, easy win is still, there was still some work. That's a lot of ends. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of ends, more than you would think. Being that I had the 2 cakes, you know, like this, right? And you're like, no, it's not multiple stripes. Well, I used all of the center color and then all of the center color for the next cake. So I had all of those ends. So each one, you know, I had all of those. And then there was some color controlling, right? When I'd get to one of the next color pieces, I did that at the beginning of a round, not in the middle of the round. But there were more ends on this thing than I thought there was going to be. And then as I crocheted that final round, I'm like, what, is that 2 more ends? How do I still have more ends to weave? Because I had a pile of snippets next to me. It was kind of funny, but that's okay. It's done. And now I need to, well, I say put it in one of the bins and everything and wait. And I had somebody asking me, what do you do with all your done stuff? Kind of the same thing I did with all my projects. It gets shoved in a bag, box, or bin, and it might see the light of day someday. It might. I don't know. I do have a couple of bins that I have been putting things in. My bottom corner, I have a blue one just like this at the bottom corner over here, because this is a big 25 square thing. That's what this IKEA thing is. It's got the 25 cubes. And then at the bottom of this one over here, the very bottom corner, is what was always the sock drawer. I would have put any socks in. It was never full. That's not the point. It was the socks for Christmas. And I've got my chair in front of that. So my socks for Christmas have gone into Grandma's cookie bin. You know, those 5-pound things of cookies that you can get at Costco or Sam's Club come Christmas time. That's what I've been doing. So I do have those 2 bins that have things that are done, and I have more of the bins in the room. I've got at least 3 of the blue ones that are projects that are finished, ready to be given away or something along that line. And yeah, so this is done. This is, in my head, it's done. By Monday, it'll be done. But my head says it's finished now. I'm going to take that as a win. I got a win. I finished something. And look, it's 2 projects. Yes, it is. That's 2, because this one wasn't done. This one was just ahead. It was just ahead and then the fabric-y stuff. And now it's come to life, right? And I've got the blanket and the little fabric-y thing. That's come to life. That's a happy little critter. I'm thrilled. And I love that little leftover of the blue that I had. I love that. And right around the edge, it's just enough to tie it into the blanket to where it really works and it fits. And I'm just pleased with myself. Oh my gosh, I'm like a child. I'm so thrilled, so very easily amused, and this makes me happy. It just does. I'm loving the water scene. And you know, I've got they're in my bookshelf right over in the closet right over there. I've got a bookshelf, but I've got those little critters that I was working on, and I think I might have one of them from like the sea ones, the under the water ones. If I don't, I'm sure I can come up with some other things, but I could really do that if I get that right material and everything, that cotton acrylic, you know, the amigurumi cottons, the ones that are like fingering weight that I like to play with. That would be perfect. Yeah. See, this is my issue. Not really an issue, right? But this is my issue. I got something and it's done. Snip the end, weave it in, call it a day. It's done. So instead of actually calling it done, and after finishing the octopus lovey, instead of calling it done, I'm like, but it needs turtles. It needs sand. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's done. But I want a turtle. No, you don't. You don't want a turtle. But I do want a turtle. That's the crazy part. Can't we just be happy with done? Can't we be happy with that? There's something in me that says, we're not there yet. I think we're there. I think we're there. We should be done. We should call that a day and be happy. Yeah, we should. Is it going to be that way? I don't know. All right. I do want to. I don't, but I do. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I didn't see this before because I don't look in these things. I don't go digging through, but I can see stuff that's at the top, right? You know, just like that. I'm like, oh, and when I just showed you the orange thing, I was like, what is this? Because I didn't pull this out last week. I'm like, what is this? No. Do we see what this is? Do we see? No. It's freaking toe socks. That is toe socks. No. I have a toe sock. And I have that. Why? How many socks have we pulled out for the Tackle It series? Quite a few. I have finished a few of the socks. I have a pair right here that I need to finish. I'm at the toe of the one sock. And then this. Are you kidding me? No. And why was I doing this yarn? The reason I say that, this is Knit Picks, and this was one of their years and years and years ago yarns. This was one of their special reserves yarns is what they call it. And this wool will felt. I do know that. It will felt. I made a pair of socks for my oldest son. He's the one that loves the socks the most. I swear he does. And they did felt. I made it very, very large for a reason. And they shrunk down when they were washed and dried. Again, they are wool. And we knew that was going to felt down some. And it's supposed to be like a super wash, but And so fine, it felted down, and they were his favorite socks because they were so soft and so squishy and just a thicker fabric and amazing. So I'm kind of curious as to, it doesn't surprise me that I would make another pair of socks, and I don't know if that's big enough for him or not. I have to look. Was this one for my husband or was this for my oldest son? Because this will shrink. And then why did I make toe socks that were going to kind of felt up a little bit? It's one thing to make a regular pair of socks and then have that kind of shrink down, kind of a shrink to fit kind of a thing. But toe socks? Oh, I don't know. Who's this gonna fit? I'm gonna put it on my foot. That'll give me an idea. Because if it fits me kind of comfortably, or look, okay, that might be for my husband. That might be another freaking pair of sew socks for that man. I mean, did we not do these? Did we toe socks? This is the non-sparkle, and I got the sparkle one underneath there. I'm like, we don't need for him to know that there's more toe socks. And I think the way that these fit on me, that's his. That's his, because it will shrink. That is not my oldest son. That is, what was I thinking? That man is spoiled. How many toe socks does he need? I don't know, but we're going to see on this. I'm going to hide that, and I'm going to pretend like he doesn't see it or hear it. Now, we all know he watches all my videos, but He gets me ready in the morning. He's amazing, right? I go to work in the morning. He gets me ready. He makes my coffee. He packs my lunch. I am fully aware I am a very spoiled, pretty little princess. I am. I 100% admit it. He spoils me absolutely rotten, and I love it. And so he gets me ready for work. So he doesn't always hear everything I'm saying. So we're going to hope that he doesn't see this part. He does not see this. Just like this did not happen because I'm not editing and cutting. So we've got that. I'm not digging anymore. We have found so many. We have not even gotten through, like, just look. Okay. It's still full. That's still full. We haven't even taken the top layer. This bag scares me. We found a sandwich bag. We did. It's over on the other side of the room right now. We found a sandwich bag with a lace project. I mean, this has lots of little projects that are big little projects. I don't know. It's like, I obviously packed it, but what was I thinking? It's like, I'm going to put all the big little things all together to where it'll come out one day and surprise you and going, ha ha! That's where we're at with that one. I'm not digging anymore. I've had enough. I'm going to rest on the win. And I shouldn't have pulled out that sock, but I saw that. I knew when I grabbed that what it was. I'm like, oh, no, I didn't know that. No, we're okay, but we did a blanket and we did a lovey. See, we did a blanket and a lovey. Happy thoughts. Happy thoughts. Oh my gosh. Do you have things like that? Do you go through things? Do you pull out things and you're like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Yeah. That bag needs to be hidden. The entire bag, as it is, it needs to go back on the coat rack and it needs to be hidden. It knows what it did. It knows. With that, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the win with my blanket and I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.